that 28 running right now. I tell you, it's just what it's going to take. He's just sitting there biding his time in third place. And Ernie Irvin is a very aggressive driver. I'm sure he could run faster if he wanted to.
Okay, who else, buddy, whose fortunes I like at this point is Ricky Rudd. He is not a driver apt to much abuse the car. He's running fifth. Change of lead. Put Wallace right back in front.
Maybe Gordon told us just the way things go. If it plays out like he said, 8 or 10 or maybe 12 laps from now, maybe Gordon can work on Rusty again. But he said it took him a while for his car to come around.
Ernie Irvin in third has dispensed with lap traffic. Now two. Ricky Rudd has got by the lap cars. He's up to fourth. Dale Jarrett is now fifth. Two leaders. And here's Rudd diving under Jimmy Horton, a lap car. And then Dale Jarrett now in fifth position, just ahead of Jeff Bodine. But Rudd up to fourth in that tied Chevrolet and on the move. There's where Dale Jarrett has progressed up through the field in the last 50 laps.
Well, like you said a while ago on the break that you felt that Ricky Rudd was the man to beat, and he is very easy on tires.
Then Jarrett, Jeff Bodine. Fifth and sixth. Jimmy Spencer in seventh. Sterling Marlin's up to eighth. Bobby Labonte is ninth, and Dale Earnhardt running in 10th. The rest of the cars on the lead lap. Dick Trickle in 11th. Kyle Petty is 12th. Terry Labonte, Ted Musgrave, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Purvis, Hut Strickland, Rick Mast, Michael Waltrip, and Kenny Schrader are all on the lead lap here.
All good cars, too.
Now Ricky Rudd has been storming up through the field in these last 50, 60 laps or so. Back up front. Jeff Gordon all over Rusty Wallace now.
Yeah, his car's coming back in again. I think a real good race car normally does not run well on restarts, because the car that's a little bit looser will take off and leave you when you have fresh tires on.
There we go.
It goes.
Just like he called it. He said it won't go on the starts, but it's good after a run few laps.
Boy, look at this crowd. You think he don't have some fans already?
Got a pretty good feel for what his car does. You got to have a feel for chassis. He's got a pretty good feel for what his car's capable of doing. He called this pretty well, exactly the way it played out.
And he took off.
Yeah.
He didn't just take the lead, he took off.
There's the old Tomahawk.
Yeah, every time he takes the lead, the Tomahawk comes out, and they got her in the air now. And he's got it in the wind.
We joked at the Daytona 500 they put that up there because in case he goofs up, they can drop it on his head when he comes in the pits and wake him up. But
what's
that's
phenomenal?
not the case.
You know what's phenomenal about this crew? I think the oldest guy there is about 25 or 26 years old. They're a very young team, and they've got the world by the string right now.
No wonder they play with Tommy Hawks, a bunch of kids. Doing a man-sized job, I tell you that. They ran good all year long.
And here's Rudd up to fourth place. Here's where he's come from.
And just to the left, this car right there, this Ernie Irvin, right in front of the 21 car, who's a few laps down, so Rudd's on the move to the front.
The impressive part of that, no back step, always forward.
That's right. Takes a big step next year in the formation of his own team, Rudd Performance Motorsport, RPM, if you will.
Number 10. I know that already.
Car number 10?
Car number 10.
I didn't know that. And he keeps tied on the side of that car. 180 laps complete here at Dover. Jeff Gordon back out in front over Rusty Wallace, Ernie Irvin, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Jarrett. We'll be right back.
If you want to know why most NASCAR teams use a Sears Die-Hard battery, just ask a guy who didn't use a Die-Hard. Die-Hard. the official battery of NASCAR. For more power when you need it most.
Safety is something we all think about. Buick has considered the subject from many angles. So for frontal impacts, Buick Regal offers a driver's side airbag. And for side impacts, Regal meets 1997 government safety standards right now. 3 years in advance. Why has Buick put so much into Regal? Because you put so much into Regal. Regal from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
TNN Motorsports exclusive coverage of the Split Fire Spark Plug 500 is brought to you by Napa, because there are no unimportant parts. 186 laps complete. Jeff Gordon out in front. Jimmy Spencer just got together there with Sterling Marlin. That brought the fans to their feet as they were battling for 7th place. There's Marlin in the Ray Bestis car, just ahead of Bobby Labonte now.
Sterling's caught in that outside lane. You see several cars going by him.
And Dick Trickle moves up a notch. In the Quaker State Ford.
It's Terry Labonte trying to get by him.
You know who else we haven't mentioned? Old DW. This is the right side of the screen. This is Darrell's kind of race too. This kind of hurry up and wait and roll along and see what happens.
Oh, I guarantee you, he's a thinking driver.
Dick Trickle up into the top 10 right there. He's driven for 4 different teams this year. Butch Mock, Sabco Racing in relief of Kenny Wallace, the Rouleau brothers, and now Kenny Bernstein. There's Sterling Marlin, Terry Labonte, and Darrell Walton. That race is for 12th.
You know, Darrell had one of the quickest cars in practice. Every time we clocked him, and he's probably just used his head. He's seeing some problems out there. He's going to take his time. He stays in that lead lap. He could be something to happen at the end.
Harry Gant and Kenny Schrader right with them. I don't make these up, folks. Eric from Florida calls in, says, don't announce the winner of the IndyCar race.
I promise.
Eric, we won't.
You talked us into it.
Well, that's because some other network carries that tape delayed later on, and he doesn't want to spoil it. Of course, on TNN, you see your NASCAR racing live.
Woo.
190 laps. Walter drops to the inside on Harry Gant. Just breeze the car a little.
See Schrader sitting right behind DW there. Right, DW? I know you've seen that commercial.
Yep.
Not but 40 times.
Well, it's right so far.
There goes
Darrell.
Harry Gant down under Labonte.
Darrell's in 13th place. Oop, make that 14th. Here comes Schrader underneath him. Okay, 14th place.
The car that Darrell, I feel like, is concerned with being in front of is the one that's leading the race. He's going to want to try to stay on that lead lap.
Man, I like that shot right there. You can see the cars working. Harry Gant just went right under Terry Labonte and drove on.
Yeah. Craig Sachs on pit road again in the country time for it. Heads back out.
That was from our tall cameraman off the 4th turn up there.
We'll see Kyle Petty right there. Just a few laps ago, Kyle Petty was right up several positions further ahead. He just dropped off the pace, pulled back, got him to settle in here, and been riding back in this area here. Thought something happened for a while. Speaking of things happening, the 68 car going down the back straightaway close to him, looks like. Yeah, he's back up to speed.
He had just come out of the pits after making a long stop there on the green. So puts Greg back in 31st.
So I caught him shifting gears. What the heck? I thought he was slowing down.
Mark Martin has spent the last 100 laps in the garage area. They're still trying to get the Valvoline Ford back out here because there are still 300 laps to go. Sterling Marlin in the Ray Vestas car, the Kodiak Chevrolet of Kenny Schrader. Harry Gant underneath. And then Schrader.
That camera angle looked like they might have got a little close there, but it wasn't anything there.
Gant just passed him a couple of three at the same time once he got under him. Went by that whole group of cars.
And Kyle Petty, who had backed off the pace a little bit ago, now caught up to that group. There he is, the mellow yellow Pontiac.
You know, I've raced for a long, long time, and Harry Gant is probably the only driver out of all the people I ever run against that never complains about getting tired in a race. Never. Have you ever heard him say that, Neil?
No, I don't guess he ever gets tired. He's, you know, everybody talks about he's 53 years old or whatever. I'm telling you, there's a lot of those young guys out there wish they were in as good shape as Harry Gant is right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's one reason we go to these killer racetracks like this. How many times we see Gant just wear everybody out at this place? He never gets tired. He just sits there, plugs away. If that car's good enough, he's going to be there.
That's right. Mike, I used to go in the shower room after 500 miles here, and the 23, 24, 25-year-old guys would be laying everywhere, and Harry Gant would be in there taking a shower, combing his hair, going, "What's wrong with all these boys?"
Maybe it's getting used to doing it.
Maybe. 13th place at stake here. Marlin, Waltrip, and Petty. And with them, Terry Labonte. Jimmy Horton underneath Labonte there.
This Walter tried to get around Sterling Marlin.
Sterling's car is just a little bit off in the corners. He's getting past pretty easily on the inside of it.
You know, we saw Kyle Petty drop back several positions a while ago, and then he's coming back up through the field.
Still on the lead lap, running in 15th.
He might have that home cam on.
Home cam?
Home cam. When he got out, when he won Pocono, he had his own camera.
Oh,
with
that's
him,
right.
started taking the people in the grandstand.
I thought you meant home shopping cam. 6.8 seconds away from being lapped, this group here.
No wonder they're picking the pace up. Well, there's Kyle pulling over the inside.
Jimmy Horton must have bolted on some tires because he's just sliced through this pack of cars.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's 2 laps down. Darrell Waltrip's day lately has gone like this. These last 50 or so laps, he's picked up 5 positions.
Does that look like a face of a guy that cares? He's in good shape. I guarantee you, he's looking in the mirror. He said, well, old DW better pick it up a little.
Yep.
Or he might be doing the car owner thing.
Yeah, got to keep the car owner happy. There's Jeff Gordon, and he has a lead now of 2.8 seconds on Rusty Wallace as he puts a lap on Michael Waltrip's Pennzoil Pontiac. Ernie Irvin is 3rd, Ricky Rudd 4th, and Dale Jarrett 5th. We'll be right back.
Why use Valvoline Motor Oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
Monday, it's 2 of country's hottest groups, Restless Heart and Little Texas.
I'm doing all right with most everything, but I still got
Restless Heart, Little Texas. The Texas Connection from Fiesta, Texas and San Antonio. TNN, the Nashville Network, Monday.
206 laps complete. A moment ago, we mentioned Kyle Petty racing for 17th spot. He now brings his Pontiac to pit road. And Dick Trickle looks like he also will be coming to pit smoke from the right side of that car. Looks like he might be down on the right front. Kyle Petty slides to a stop. Right side tires. A lot of teams will be looking off the right front that comes off of Kyle's car. And there's Dick Trickle.
He's been up against the wall. The whole right side of that car is flat.
And a report from the radio, he cut down a tire and got into the wall. Right front. Oh, no brake. Slid on through. They'll have to roll him back to his pit stall. If they can, because that car is down on the rim on the right front.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to move.
Here's Randy.
Well, they just broke the radio. They think they broke the right side suspension on the 26 car, and frankly, I think that's what happened on the 42 car as well. That's what I got over the radio, is possibly he broke the right front suspension. I can't quite see up there now. It's pushed the 26 car's coming behind the wall, guys.
They couldn't push it back to its pit stall. He was still only one pit away from his own, so they could have rolled him back that distance if the car had been unable to stop. But with it down on the rim like that, they couldn't move it. Donnie Richardson is going to pull the hood and see how bad that is at the right front. Is that what, 4 or 5 cars that have smacked the wall with the right front? Phil Parsons, Bob Shack, Todd Bodine, Rick Wilson caught it with the left rear, and now Dick Trickle. Kyle Petty is back out after a tire change. He is 2 laps down to leader Jeff Gordon. Bill Elliott being put a second lap behind in the Budweiser Ford.
They said they thought they had a chassis problem with something broke with Kyle Petty's car, but here he is after he changed tires. He's checking out on them.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with the chassis on that car, I can promise you.
And Dave Marcus, the STG Chevrolet. There's a lot on CompuServe about Marcus's car and what that sponsor was after last week's race in the CompuServe race forum. Stephen Shelton's business is a manufacturer's rep for computer chips down in Huntsville, Alabama. That's what they do.
I'm not sure that car is going to make it back to pit road there. He's running awfully slow there.
I'm not so sure there will be a lot of happy drivers. I'd wait and get one more stop, take a look at things, the way things are going too. Might be a good reason to put that caution out.
Well, Green stays out. 213 laps here. Just barely rolling along.
Well, he's got to the part now where I don't know if he's going to make it there or not.
No, I don't think he can possibly roll it.
If he comes just a little bit more and starts getting downhill.
Now, if he's idling along and not coasting, I think he'd be all right. We'll see.
That's not even fun riding along at that speed.
No.
They're going to have to put the caution out. He's almost
There it is.
stopped now.
Yellow flag. Comes out of lap 215 for Dave Marcus, whose car has stopped down on the apron between turns 3 and 4. Here's Randy.
Dick, what happened?
Well, what a perfect Sunday afternoon. We just blew a light on tire, but the boys are telling we broke a rotor up on the right front. Just exploded everything. We were a little tight off at start, but each pit stop we're getting better. You know, this is really a good team, really a good car, and I was hoping for Brett that we'd keep the car in the points and all that, but you know, we just broke a rotor or something. Just, you know, I was catching the leaders there and just going to pass Earnhardt there and maybe probably another 10 laps. But this car really runs. Thanks, Dick. My choice.
Tough break for Dick Trickle. Behind the wall, though they are trying to make repairs on the Quaker State Ford. Caution is out once again. It's the 7th one of the day. We'll be right back.
No one in the history of the Charlotte Motor Speedway has ever gone faster than Winston Cup champion Alan Kulwicki. He knew that preparation was the key for both man and machine to beat the competition and sit on the pole for the big race. Wednesday night, October 6th at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the battle for the mellow yellow 500 pole position will be full tilt as today's stars go for it all during Winston Pole Night. These limited edition collector tickets for Winston Pole Night have been printed in celebration of the man, his life, and his incredible accomplishments.
Remember those old dirt tracks, AJ? The dirt would just eat up the engines.
Two champions sharing a winning formula. Haviland Formula 3.
My favorite win was going to be in '69. I had to give it to you. You shouldn't have even made a half a lap.
Complete professionals who rely on the same complete protection you can buy right off the shelf. Haviland Formula 3 motor oil from Texaco.
Heck, I still feel if I can't win, I don't want nobody to win. I'll try to remember that, AJ. Do that.
In IndyCar racing, when it rains, we don't race on super speedways. But we're running this IndyCar on Goodyear Eagle GSE street radials to prove a point. What's the point? Outstanding wet traction. Eagle GSE, only from Goodyear.
What's new from Xerox? Xerox Extreme 450 antifreeze and a new 4-year guarantee. We've taken our promise to extremes. For the next 4 years or the next 50,000 miles, we guarantee the temperature never drops below Xerox.
Coming up on halfway here at Dover Down. The lead cars have all been on the pit road. Cars on the lead lap. The group you see here behind Elmo Langley's pace car are cars that are 1 or more laps down that cannot pit under the first lap of caution. That is reserved for the leaders. Jeff Gordon is out and Dale Earnhardt moves up to second, or third rather, behind Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon, because Earnhardt had a 17.2 second pit stop. Ricky Rudd is fourth. Jimmy Spencer is fifth, and we're told that Greg Sachs, whose country time Ford is now in the garage area, also broke a brake rotor.
It's unusual for something like that to go wrong.
Lake Speed in his first drive for Bud Moore in the Motorcraft Ford had an early stop under green and went a lap or 2 down. And right behind him, Michael Waltrip. Lake Speed presently in 26th position, 2 laps down.
Neil, have you ever broke a rotor?
After I hit the fence. I've never broken it while I was running. I've never had one just fly apart. It does happen to a lot of people, though.
I had one at Pocono at the far end of that long straightaway, on the front straightaway there. Just going off in the corner. I went by the caution light, slammed the brake on, and it sounded like a gun went off on the right front. Didn't feel real good when it didn't want to stop either, did it? Oh, the wall stopped that one. They wouldn't stop.
Yeah. 7th caution of the day. They have pushed Dave Marcus's car back to pit road, where they're working on it with the hood up, trying to get Marcus back into the race. Out of the race, Phil Parsons, Bob Schacht, Todd Bodine, and Rick Wilson are officially out of the race. We'll go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, one of the reasons that Rusty Wallace beat Jeff Gordon out of the pits was that his crew had to make a chassis adjustment. They put around the bike in the right rear. His car was getting a little loose. Same thing with Bobby Labonte. His was so loose, he got into the wall earlier on. No real damage, but Gordon's still looking strong.
Thanks, Glenn. Thus far, Rusty Wallace has led 146 laps of this race. Jeff Gordon has led 51 laps, and Elmo Langley has led 43 laps in the pace car.
Will they give him money for the lead most laps if he does?
I wonder if he'll get the 5 points.
He'll get the 5 points for sure.
See that little bit of damage for that 24 car, like you're talking about, buddy, where like you hit a tire or something going out. That hurt it a bit.
Even new tires, you see them shaking them there. They pick up a lot of debris just rolling around there when they're not running race speed.
Let's stay with Jeff Gordon and listen to this restart. He drives in there hard before he lifts his foot off that gas.
I finally seen the smoke they were talking about on Rusty's car. It's the left rear quarter panel just touching the sidewall just a little bit. The minute that tire gets worn down just a little bit where it's rubbing, you won't see it anymore.
Okay. Dale Jarrett on the move. 7th place after the round of pit stops. Running there behind Bobby Hillen and Derek Cope. Ooh, and the Cope and Hillen almost get together.
Casual contact.
At 140 miles an hour, what could be casual about it?
Well, they didn't wreck.
Right.
Well, look here.
There's one.
Ernie Irvin up at the wall.
With the right rear.
Now that car just got out of the groove just a little bit, and away it took off.
Look at fuel coming out of the back of the car.
Yeah.
Fuel cells ripped wide open. Well, he's got to be careful here. Don't try to re-crank it.
Boy. And Irvin 10th in the points. Brings out the 8th caution of the day at lap 222. Everybody eases past. Nobody's going to get a lap back from Rusty Wallace. And they come back around to the caution flag.
Boy, that's fuel running across the track. I'm hoping one of these other cars doesn't light it off coming by.
You know, we're having a little laugh about Elmo Langley, but he just might be in line for first place money.
Oh, he's a major player, I'll tell you that.
Ernie is okay.
Oh, that's good to see.
Didn't really hit the wall that hard. It slid up and caught up first with the right rear and then the right front. I'd say that hard compared to some we've seen today.
You're right.
Yes.
We're under caution. Imagine that. We'll be right back to Dover Downs. Rusty Wallace leading Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon.
The sign of good things to come. TNN Outdoors, this Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, bud, just hold your finger right there. I'll be right back with the part.
At Advance Auto Parts, our in-store inventory of over 15,000 parts is growing every day. And with our special PDQ service, in most cases, we'll get you those hard-to-find parts the same day. So what are you waiting for? Next time you need an auto part in a hurry, go to Advance.
There's still time to register for the Mid-Atlantic Sportsman Saltwater Tournament. It's not too late. Saturday, September 25th. Cash, prizes, and awards for all eligible inshore and offshore species of fish. Proceeds benefit Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Southside Hampton Roads. Savings bonds for winners in the kids division. Register now at all area Hooters restaurants, Marina Shores, Salt Ponds Marina, or your favorite tackle shop. The Mid-Atlantic Sportsman Saltwater Fishing Tournament. Saturday, September 25th, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Dover Downs. I'm Mike Joy with Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett and Randy Pemberton on pit road today for TNN. Let's look at your top 10. There are 16 cars on the lead lap, in addition to the ones you just saw. First, let's go down to Randy Pemberton.
Robert, what happened? Did he say?
No, he just said he spun, but I don't know why or, what happened.
Did he say how bad the car was?
Spotter said he hit hard.
I'm not thrilled, Robert Yates, owner of that Texaco Thunderbird. To answer, here's a look at it.
Okay. He's loose way back here getting in. I don't know exactly what happened. That looked like a right rear might have been.
It's hard to tell. It got loose so far back, and the car just never came back. Yeah, he did get into it pretty hard.
Yep.
I'll say.
One thing
there, you see it knock something into the fuel cell. You see.
Yeah, because it did rupture the fuel cell while it's going along.
That doesn't happen very often.
Just going in on the outside. Looked like he's going to try to pass some of those guys outside.
Right here, it breaks loose.
Boy, it almost looked like some kind of liquid out there as he went in. Could see on the right side of his car, but maybe not. It's hard to tell. You know, they say hold it against the wall. When you hit this place, it's going to hold itself for a little while. It's up there stuck on that thing, and it just grinds the car away.
You know that shot going into the corner.
Look at the right side of your screen this time.
Okay. Okay, he's on the outside here, and the car he goes up a little bit right here. He loses control. I don't see anything on the racetrack, Neil.
No, it just made that initial move just didn't look right. It was going along, and all of a sudden it kind of made a little move to the right, but just probably got out from under him. Maybe we'll get somebody to talk to Ernie in a little bit and see if we can figure out what happened.
There's the car being hauled down off the banking. Irvin was 10th in Winston Cup points. Look back from the pace car. Here's Glenn.
Well, guys, I'm standing by with what might be one of the smartest businessmen in America. This is Rick Hendrick, the owner of Jeff Gordon's car, the guy who signed that young phenomenal away from Ford Motor Company, and obviously no regrets at all.
Oh, no, it's we've been real proud of what these guys have been able to do this year, and the whole team, they've worked together, and Jeff's done a heck of a job. He's going to have a real bright future, and we're real excited about having him.
Well, you've been in racing a long time. I've owned a lot of teams, but did you in your wildest dreams imagine this team being so young, Jeff being a rookie, would come together and do so well so fast?
Well, no, you hope that'll happen, but realistically, you don't come into this sport and do this well as quick. And these guys have worked hard with the other three teams, and they work together, and Ray Everham's just done an unbelievable job, and Jeff, and they worked together before, and you know, the guys just got a lot of talent, and these guys have rallied around them, and you know, we're looking forward to a good finish here and a lot of years to come.
Well, he's certainly showing that talent today, Mike.
Thanks, Glenn. Here's your pace car. Each track decides what type of car to use for the pace car. Dover uses the Pontiac Trans Am, and essentially it's a stock car. They used to use a beefed up model, but now the cars from Detroit are so good. That's a stock car. The exhaust seems to be opened up just a little bit. And the driver, Elmo Langley, to answer another of our 800-line questions, won the Legends, NASCAR Winston Cup Legends race in 1991 at Charlotte, and in his driving career had 2 Winston Cup wins when it was then called Grand National, June '66, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the next month he won up at Manassas, Virginia.
And to give it just a little more credit, he passed Cale Yarborough on the last lap to win that Legends race.
Roger caution here at Dover for the 8th time, but we'll be right back.
This is friction. Metal grinding on metal. Friction can wear your engine down. Friction can shorten its life. This is Pennzoil, the friction-fighting motor oil that protects more engines than any other motor oil in America. Choose Pennzoil. Use Pennzoil, and you'll get quality engine protection in each and every drop. Pennzoil. Performance, protection, quality.
You may leave North Carolina once you've finished vacationing here. But one thing's for sure. North Carolina will never leave you.
Splitfire earned a United States patent. Splitfire doesn't look like any other spark plug. And the patented Splitfire doesn't work like any other spark plug.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. Quicker in the quarter mile. A 4.8% gain in mileage.
There's nothing like a Splitfire. You'll get more power and more mileage, or your money back.
Get guaranteed Splitfire benefits for all gasoline engines at leading automotive stores nationwide.
Where you see a close encounter, Ford sees a way to make braking safer for you. Where you see a crowded corner, Ford sees ways to make cornering more secure. It's why we race. Every time you see Ford take home another trophy, Ford has seen ways to win something far more important: every driver's confidence. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Exclusive coverage of the Splitfire Spark Plug 500 on the Nashville Network is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? They've just thrown the green flag for the restart. Rusty Wallace out in front of Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Rudd, Jimmy Spencer. The top 5. Spencer now in front of Rudd.
Spencer's in front of Rudd. We see Rudd working on Spencer pretty hard, trying to get around him.
Good battle for 4th place.
The more rubber they put on this track, the better chance they got of the tires lasting longer. So maybe it will help for the this continuous runs we're having.
Yeah, I'm right behind them, Jeff. Yellow Dine's right in there too. I want to make sure on that. They got so many of these cars that are black on the front.
And with so many cars with new paint jobs.
Yeah.
And so many old paint jobs with new drivers.
It's hard to remember who climbed in the window before the race started.
Dick May was a journeyman driver about the time Elmo Langley was winning his races. NASCAR Super Sub. Had a different ride almost every week. And I'd ask him, you know, you drive so many cars, how do you know which one to climb into? He says, that's easy. He says, I wait till they're playing the national anthem, and I walk down the grid, and whatever car doesn't have a driver must be mine. And he wasn't kidding.
Well, you'd have to know Dick May to understand.
Yeah, right. Dick May, once at this racetrack, drove 7 different cars in one day. And each one fell out from under him. He came within 4 laps of finishing the race.
Boy, look at you. Talk about getting in the corner. Jeff Gordon and flying down in the corner now.
You know, this is the same scenario we saw earlier. Rusty able to take the lead on the restarts. Gordon car come around. We'll have to see if it happens again. Gordon's characteristics with his car has been to get better and better.
And you saw that Greg Sachs is back in the race. He got on pit road an extended stay and in the garage area. But he's back out 50 laps in arrears.
You know, I've never been to Salem, but Jeff Gordon was a tremendous talent on that racetrack, and I think it simulates pretty much Salem in this racetrack as far as the high banks and all. And he won a lot of sprint car races and stuff there.
Trouble in the backstretch, spinning. I think that's Derek Cope. It is. Spanaway Washington driver and Cale Yarborough's Bojangles Ford gets into the wall.
Yeah, it looked like off turn 2. They got out the wall.
Cope was running in 22nd position, 2 laps down. Former Daytona 500 winner.
As this group came by down the front straightaway, they were in a big pack, and everybody in the grandstands was standing up looking. There was a lot of shuffling going on. Well, let's see right here. He's pretty well. There's a group of cars coming up off the corner right here.
There he is.
Ooh. Looks like he got loose.
Like
right.
Schrader
might have just. You really can't
look
tell.
again.
I'd rather say nothing than guess wrong, but it looked like Schrader might have got in the left rear corner. There's the trouble.
Yeah, Cam did a good job of messing on that deal.
Boy, he hit the inside wall hard on the left front there.
Almost the same play that we saw with Darrell Waltrip at the first of the race. This is later after he's already got turned around.
Dover has not been kind to Derek Cope. He won his second Winston Cup race here, but this is the 5th time in the last 6 Dover races that he's been in the fence. Hard lick for Derek Cope. Pit road is open. Bobby Labonte, Rick Mast, and Sterling Marlin, along with Lake Speed on pit road, and the hood up on Rick Mast and Lake Speed's cars.
Jeff Purvis on pit road.
Yep. Let's try to get a word with Jeff Purvis as he comes off pit lane into Morgan McClure Chevrolet. We'll get him, let him get up and into line here as he follows Bobby Labonte off pit road at lap 236. Jeff, this is TNN. How's the day going for you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this Kodak car's really running good. We stayed in the lead lap all day and trying to get running a little bit better as we go here. I tell you what, I'd like to say hi to my wife Susan and my kids Thomas and Clay.
You're new to this race car, but many folks don't know that you've been working with the Morgan McClure folks and with engine builder Ron Pittman for some time now.
Hey, they've been working with me for about the last year and gave me the opportunity to drive this car, and I'm trying to take full advantage of it. This is really a good race car right here.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thanks for being here.
Jeff Purvis is on the lead lap. He's in 15th place right now.
Looks like the trick today is to stay out of trouble.
Here's another look at.
Oh, they touched way back in the corner there. Yeah.
No, this.
That Bill Elliott and the 4-car touch. That was almost a triggered wreck there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned.
Who said it wouldn't roll again?
I did.
You know,
there he goes.
I think we take the Miller Genuine Draft Pick Crew of the Race Award and let's just give it to Steve Meal now to get that car back into the race at all.
And it looks like a car.
1 hour, 23 minutes.
Look at that patch job on the right front there. That kind of like your pipe fitting, Neil.
Yeah, if the tape doesn't fall off, they're in business here.
Folks, in a few seconds, we're going to show you a photo and want you to spot the error in the Polaroid Captiva photo fake-out game. The winner from each game wins a trip for 2 to Captiva Island, Florida, including airfare, a hotel, and $500 spending money. So watch carefully.
You get out of my car.
Sorry, Shauna, I didn't mean to steal your ride. I was just letting everybody know about the Polaroid Captiva photo fake-out sweepstakes.
In just a second, we're going to show you a photo that's been retouched. All you have to do is figure out what's wrong with this picture.
All correct entries are eligible to win some great prizes. 3 winners will win a 2-night trip for 2 to beautiful Captiva Island, Florida.
And one grand prize winner will win a dream trip for 2 to Daytona 500 and 2 nights at Captiva Island.
And Shauna and I will meet you in Daytona for dinner. And there's more.
Like Polaroid's new Captiva cameras and Aaron Tippen's RCA catalog, including his latest release, Call of the Wild.
So if you can spot what's wrong in this picture, enter quick.
To enter, call 1-900-737-4TNN. Each call costs 90 cents per call. No phone call necessary to win. Or send your answer along with your name, address, and phone number to this address. This week's stakes is brought to you by Polaroid's Captiva camera.
On the next Celebrities Off Stage, we'll shoot hoops with Sawyer Brown star Mark Miller. Barbara Mandrell is one of the hardest working women in show business. We'll take a look at her blockbuster new show. And Ricky Van Shelton almost didn't survive his country music success. He'll tell us his dramatic story.
I looked for my pistol because I was going to put it to my head and just blow my brains out. I was so miserable.
Celebrities Off Stage on TNN, the Nashville Network, Monday night.
We'll go racing next time by here at Dover Downs. 239 laps complete. Jerry from Oregon called into our 800 number, toll free 800-451-7331 with a question about Jeff Purvis. If a rookie starts in mid-season, does he get to run for rookie points next season?
No. If he runs over 5 races, he does not get to run for Rookie of the Year.
Who's your rookie standing? These pictures from our Ray Bestis Brakes aerial camera platform. Ray Bestis, Best in Brakes, giving you these views. Set for the restart. Wallace, Gordon, Earnhardt, Spencer, and Rudd are the front 5.
As we went away, we saw the 15 car headed to the garage. Last restart.
Wallace with the lead. Gordon moves around the outside of Morgan Shepherd, and Dale Earnhardt is right there in 3rd.
I'll tell you, that car is strong. Look at Earnhardt now. He's starting to flex his muscles a little bit. And right behind him, Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy's drove the wheels off that car all day today.
And we're almost halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just gave us a call. We just got a call back. They said the 15 has lost a cylinder. He's in the garage, and they're working on it.
Tough debut for Lake Speed with Bud Moore's team. There's your front 3 now clear of race traffic. Still pretty jumbled up behind them. Jimmy Spencer breaks out of traffic, and Ricky Rudd did not come up that quickly on the restart. So Rudd is back there leading that second pack. There's Rudd. Leading Jeff Bodine, Kyle Petty, Darrell Waltrip, and Hut Strickland. And Kenny Schrader up the outside of Strickland. In the 25 car, Kyle Petty underneath Bobby Hillen, just behind him.
Boy, that's a hard pass on the outside. That's no place to be right now.
There's Schrader, right side of your screen, completes the pass on Hut Strickland. And Kyle Petty moves up underneath the McDonald's Ford. And they are free of race traffic. Derek Cope is still in this race after that bout with the wall. And here's Kyle.
Boy, Kyle's car is fast, too. Did you see him just pull out and pass and pull back in line before he ever got to the corner? Of course you've seen it. What am I saying?
I think we're seeing a little game of hide and seek here. I think everybody's kind of trying to hide from trouble and from how well maybe they could really run for several laps at a time and then go seek out the leader. Dale Jarrett to the outside, Kenny Schrader to the inside, and Jeff Bodine underneath Jimmy Horton there. And
so that just kind of grew a little bit how high he went.
Terry Gant slips underneath Horton and Terry Labonte and Ted Musgrave.
They just had a call from Rusty Wallace's crew up to Jeff Gordon's and said, we've got everybody covered. We need to hook up and get away from everybody. I wonder. It's awful early in this race to make those claims.
I don't know why they made the call. They've been doing it anyway.
Except for Jeff Gordon, you're right. Those two have been the quickest cars most all afternoon. Another Napa Field standing update as we come up on halfway. And as watch as we tell you, the first 16 cars are on the lead lap. 9 caution flags thus far.
We did hear a little bit of rumbling. They might make a call again for one of these cautions later after they make a long run, look at the tires. We'll just have to see how that plays out also.
Darrell Waltrip up in 7th place right now. Dale Jarrett having a look down low, and Schrader looking even lower.
Dale Jarrett's got to be pleased with the way that car is handling. He's right on that white line all the way through the corner.
Now Kyle Petty is part of this pack, but he is not part of this battle. Kyle is 2 laps down. Made a green flag pit stop for a tire not too long ago.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to make up today, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, you'd have to run so hard to do it. You'd be flirting with some problems. So looks like Kyle's just going to have to ride this thing out and hope some of the guys in front of him fall out.
We are halfway at Dover Downs. Rusty Wallace leading. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Jimmy Spencer, and Ricky Rudd.
You know, Kyle must be having some kind of problem because he was ahead of this whole group and pulling away, and now he's falling back again. I'm not sure whether he might be having ignition trouble or maybe something's wrong with the carburetor or something. But he drops back, and then he runs up and drops back. It's hard to figure.
Darrell Waltrip just ran up the racetrack and lost 2 spots in the process. You know, it wasn't that long ago Harry Gant would ride around the outside wall all day up in that Harry Gant group, win a bunch of races here, but now if you get 2 feet off the bottom of the racetrack, you're going to lose a ton of spots.
Well, you couldn't run up there. That's all there is to it.
No.
What would happen, he would go up and 8 or 9 other cars would go up there with him, and they would keep it clean up there. But right now, you're a wreck if you get up there.
I've already told you that area is just for wrecking only. It's just like Buddy said, if you get some cars to go up there with you and kind of cut it in, cut the groove in, clean it off, you might get up there and race again. But you'd pay such a price, you'd have to run so slow for so long to do it that you just can't get up there. You got to work this bottom stuff.
FWO for wrecking only.
Yep.
Very good.
I'm telling you, they put grandstands up into that section, just blew the wall on down. And the way people keep coming to these tracks, they keep adding grandstands and selling them out. They're going to be grandstands all the way around before it's over.
Word is they're going to add 7,000 more seats here next year.
And probably sold out now.
Speaking of Harry Gant, there he goes.
In 14th position. On the lead lap, Mark Martin coming into the pits. Yeah. And up front, Jeff Gordon has reeled Rusty Wallace back in again.
We were talking about Mark Martin. He did not come in the pits. What he's doing is running the flat through the corner and then moving out on the straightaway and staying out of everybody's way because he can't run fast enough to stay up in the groove.
He is right now in 34th place. And if he runs the rest of the distance, we'll probably pick up 3 or 4 positions at least.
Well, if he just runs just a few more laps, he'll be up in the, pick up 1 position because 1 car fell out and ran 117 laps.
Rick Wilson.
So just a few more laps and he'll be around Rick Wilson. That'd be some points for him.
This is not a replay. They are racing again.
And if you'll hang on just a minute, things usually play out. The 24 go around the 2 as the tire situation goes along. Unless Rusty has made some adjustments on his car.
We'll see. Wallace has had a lot of success with Pontiac, but the rumor persists about him leaving Pontiac and going to Ford next season. We asked Rusty about that, and then we'll be right back.
Hopefully, General Motors can get their self straightened back out and get their finances worked out. And if they do that, then I'm sure Mr. Penske will continue his talks and stuff like that, but he's the guy.
It was 8 o'clock in there, right? Yeah. My truck wouldn't start. And the lights worked, but the engine wouldn't turn over. So I figured it must be the starter, right? Well, I went to AutoZone. They said, let's test it. Turns out it was okay. So we tested my battery and found that it just didn't have enough juice to crank it. Now get this. I didn't have to spend a dime, because they even charged my battery for free. Get out of here. That kind of service? Hey, you just can't beat it.
In America, your car is not just something you own. It's a part of your life. To give your car complete protection, Texaco has developed Haviland Formula 3 motor oil with not one but 3 kinds of protection against heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. Haviland Formula 3. Add more life to your car.
I love to work on the cars, and I still work on the cars. There's not one part of the race car that I cannot put together myself. I can drive it pretty good, too. A top-notch mechanic reaches back and picks a tool out of his toolbox. He can tell right then if it's got the quality or not.
1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever.
If any tool was ever made better, it'd have to be made by Craftsman.
Only at Sears.
One use of STP fuel injector cleaner helps remove clogging deposits, and that should be of passing interest to a lot of drivers. STP fuel injector cleaner.
Tire foam protectant from Armor All. One spray, and even old tires look great. Kind of makes you wish we made car foam. Tire foam from Armor All.
Welcome back to Dover Downs. There is the lead battle. Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon are trying to settle this one among themselves. It's a long way back to the third-place car of Jimmy Spencer. 5 seconds is the gap. And Dale Earnhardt appears to be dropping back. You see him just in front of Jeff Bodine. Earnhardt has dropped back to 5th. Ricky Rudd went past him a lap ago. Won here in 1989. And up front, they split. Jimmy Means and Wallace hangs on to the lead. For these two guys, this has got to be fun racing.
Oh, yeah, they're having a ball right now. Both cars are working well. Two very competitive race car drivers. There's not money that'll pay for that.
No Pontiac has ever won this race. A lot of questions on our 800 number about Rusty Wallace and the comments about Pontiac. The car manufacturers support the teams in various ways. They provide sheet metal, they may provide loaner vehicles from the teams to use, and give other support. So each car owner makes a decision what type of car to run. Chevrolet going for Pontiac here. Put Gordon out front. Flash Gordon goes back up front.
Yeah, but just before that happened, I could see the hand signals inside of Rusty's car. He just motioned him by. I don't know what the deal was. Before the pass, all of a sudden,
there's a tomahawk.
Yeah, back up again.
They lap past Kenny Wallace in the Pontiac. But to finish that story, it appears to be just a question of negotiation between the manufacturer Pontiac and the managing partner of that team, who is Roger Penske, whether or not they'll run Pontiac next season or whether they will switch to Ford. Let's go to Randy.
Well, guys, Rusty Wallace and their crew has been talking to Jeff Gordon's crew. Rusty came on the radio and said, how many laps do I have to lead until I have that extra 5 points locked up for leading the most laps? And quite frankly, I think they miscommunicated, and Rusty got bad information or the wrong information, and he pulled over and let Jeff by, but he needs about another 30 laps to lock it up, so we might see him try to take Jeff on again here.
Here are the numbers. Rusty Wallace has led 195 laps today. Jeff Gordon has led 51. So Gordon could end up with a 5 extra bonus points. Remember, Wallace is locked in that battle with Earnhardt and Mark Martin for the Winston Cup Championship, and those 5 points could mean a lot.
Watch right here. Watch Rusty inside the car. The hand signals. He just waved him. See him waving his hand, motioning him over to the inside. Rusty just motioned him over. Took to the outside and gave him that inside lane. So it must have been some miscommunications on how many laps he needed to lead, because he definitely pulled over and motioned him in. Also, you notice that pass while ago, the one car was smoking Rick Mass when they went around him.
If Wallace fails to lead again and Gordon leads another 150 laps, he would get the 5 bonus points. In the NASCAR point system, every driver who leads the race at least 1 lap gets 5 bonus points. The one driver who leads the most laps in the race gets 5 more bonus points.
It's like somebody said, what's 5 points? Well, 5 points is the difference of winning or losing the championship. We've seen that happen lately.
Tell you what it is. A few years ago, Dave Marcus, everybody would pit on the lead lap. Everybody would come in the pits. He would stay out under caution just so he'd lead a lap, just so he'd get those 5 points. At the end of the season, it would make 40, 50 points difference, and it might make $10,000 or $20,000 difference come the banquet when you get your point money.
Yeah, someone like Marcus, where he needs that financial support, is really worth doing. And for these guys going for the championship, they have to do it. Well, once Gordon got around, he really stretched it out.
The longer that car runs, the better it runs, much like Todd Bodine's yesterday in the Busch Series 200 lap race. He's been right at the front most all day, as you can see. 227 laps to go here at Dover Downs. And Jeff Gordon out in front by 1.2 seconds. Here's a look at your top 10 as we go to break. We'll be back to Dover Downs after this.
Saturday, climb aboard for a wild ride. Nemechek and Presley duke it out. The rest of the field tries to keep pace. TNN presents the New England Chevy Dealers 250, 3:30 Eastern, Saturday.
Hi, I'm Stuart Goodman of Goodman & Sons Jewelers in Hampton, Virginia. We've been using Tidewater Cable Interconnect for the last 10 years and had very good results.
Hello, I'm Henry Ayer, the Vice President of Pocosin Motors here in Hampton, your Seal of Integrity dealer. We've been advertising with Tidewater Cable Interconnect for over 6 years, and I'm here to tell you, cable works.
To find out more about how your business can benefit from cable advertising, call Tidewater Cable Interconnect at 873-1366.
From the look of their advertising, you'd think every car dealer in the universe is running a non-profit organization. Well, bull.
At Williamsburg Ford Lincoln Mercury, our real difference is the smaller difference we'll settle for. A little more for your car, a little less for ours. Too simple to be true? Why not take the bull by the horns and come see?
We'll give a little more, take a little less at Williamsburg Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Your Give a Little dealer in Williamsburg.
Mark Martin running down on the apron and onto pit road as he tries to preserve third in the Winston Cup point standing. That's for Mark Martin's roof cam. Still ticking. That's suspension cam. Wow. A few new parts bolted on there. And this is meltdown cam inside the car.
It's amazing it's still running, but it looks like it melted the lens.
Garage.
Going back to the garage. I'll tell you what, they might be looking at the number of laps they needed to run, what they can pick up here. They've got to go 100 and something laps to pick up on the next guy now.
Good point, Neil. He ran enough laps to get past Rick Wilson, who's out of the race. That moves him up to 33rd. But to gain one more position, he would have to run another 81 laps. Jeff Bodine on pit road, so is Greg Sachs. It's the Family Channel Ford for Bodine.
40 car, Kenny Wallace in.
Pit position number 1 accorded the Winston Cup Championship team, which this still is for the rest of the season. Even though Jeff Bodine has purchased it and is now driving the car, it is still the Winston Cup Championship team for 1993. And still the AK on the nose of the car. It's still being operated as Alan Kulwicki Racing through December of this year. We had a couple of questions about that on our 800 number. Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, third place at stake here.
Well, they've been going at it too. I mean, they have been racing hard.
You know, we just had a call, the 24 car. They called him and told him to ease off. They told him the 2 car had already backed the pace down for him to slow down. So they're trying to get Jeff Gordon to slow down just a little bit. He's turning out a little bit quicker laps than they want him to run.
I just had a report that Jeff Bodine come in. He had a flat right front. So he was lucky he didn't get up into the wall.
Now, it's something on the back of Jimmy Fennick's shirt about 40, which is the age he turns this weekend. He's the crew chief for Jimmy Spencer.
One thing I can tell him, just be glad you keep turning them.
Yes, right. Right. Most people say, I don't want to celebrate any more birthdays. You tell them, well, now think about that a minute.
Yeah. 26 car going out down pit road. They've got it back running again.
There's a look at Spencer. Bobby Allison, Meineke Mufflers Ford. They had a car in the parade lap that was a giant muffler. Ugliest thing since the Wienermobile.
Here comes Rusty Wallace down pit road.
No,
he
missed
missed pit road.
Tried to turn down pit road, but missed it.
Oh, and he's going back. I think he's getting back up to speed and might just miss the opening.
Does he have a flat? They say one tire is down.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't look flat because of the Goodyear safety inner liner.
Yeah, but did you see the black strip it was putting down as it went through the corner?
Might have been going too fast to make the turn to pit road.
Well, if it's the right front is down, it's hard to turn that thing, especially on the inner tire.
Gonna make another shot at it right here to get out pit road.
Randy Pemberton is waiting for Rusty Wallace.
No question about it, guys. He cut down the right front. What do you say? They're going to go ahead and just change the right side tires. Boy, the crew is just beside themselves. I mean, a great race car, but I mean, that's the price you pay. They know that there's a possible problem with these, and they go out and lead like that. It's very difficult for a race car driver, the caliber of Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon, to back off the pace. He cut one down. He's fortunate he's not in the wall. A great two-tire stop.
Last week at Richmond, he came from a lap down on a penalty to win.
How about 10.9 for 2 tires?
How about that?
Guys get the job done, I tell you. They've already got the 4-tire stops down to 16 like it used to be for a 2-tire.
Right.
And now they're bumping the 2 tires down to 10 seconds.
If I was Jeff Gordon, I'd be awfully careful right now.
Well, I thought Jeff Gordon was just keying that radio. He's talking those pits, and I'm sure they've already asked him to back the pace down.
The one thing he's had in his favor all day, though, they've been putting bite in the car, but it's been a little bit loose, and you won't bust that right front down as long as you stay on the loose side.
Got to be
last
about it.
Rookie winner for a Winston Cup race is right here at Dover, 1987, Davey Allison. Jeff Gordon leads this with 288 laps down. Ricky Rudd has moved up to second. Kenny Schrader is third. 3 Hendrick cars in the first 3 positions.
Oh, I'm telling you, mighty good teams.
Jeff Bodine driving for the team that he has purchased and will operate. We asked him about the timing at this point in the season of his move to the new race team.
We all just thought it would be better for Ford to make the change, get their drivers in their cars that are going to run next year. Plus, maybe, hopefully, help them win the Manufacturers Championship this year.
Americans have always had a love affair with their cars.
Do you love? Who do you love? Yeah, who do you love?
And when it comes to plugs and filters, we guarantee to keep that spark going for a long, long time. Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Why use Valvoline Motor Oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
Wouldn't it be great if your neighbor was Wally Dallenbach, the Keystone Beer Winston Cup driver?
Wally, great car. Want to take her for a spin, Dave? A spin? And keep her under 170, Dave. 170?
See Wally Dallenbach, or possibly his neighbor Dave, race the Keystone Beer stock car in the Winston Cup Series.
Well, how'd you drive, Dave?
Well, she drifts a little in 3. No problem. But we need to bleed the brakes. It's
Wouldn't that be great?
You see Michael TNN Motorsports coverage of the Split Fire Spark Plug 500 is brought to you by Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Michael Waltrip's car sits center of your screen. He cut down a right front tire. Came to pit road. Derek Cope slid up toward the wall again at turn number 2, and caution is out. 10th one of the day. And again, we'll show you this TNN innovation. so you can comparatively clock the pit stops of the race leaders. The 3 Rick Hendrick cars come into the pits in first, second, and third position. And on the right side, you'll see them move down the pit lane after their service is completed. Ricky Rudd's pit is furthest up pit road toward the entrance, so he gets stopped first, then Schrader, then Gordon. Champion picks his pit first, and then you pick in order the way you qualify. That's why they're in the positions they're in. Wipe of the windshield on Rudd, finishing up the left sides. Now he gets out in 23 seconds, but he's got a long way to come down pit road.
Looks like you're having trouble on Jeff Gordon's left rear there.
And he gets out just behind Dale Jarrett there.
Just behind Jimmy Spencer before he got in line there. Wow. This was bad for Rusty Wallace also. Just having to stop on the green, then the caution comes out just a little bit later. It'll be hard to make those laps up.
And it also puts him a lap out of sequence. He has to pit on the second lap now because it's a lap down.
That's right. He won't be able to pit with the race leaders. Wallace, in fact, is 2 laps down after that green flag pit stop. As you watch from the safety car.
I seen Michael Waltrip go to the garage area just then. It looked like suspension broke on the right front of that car.
Yeah, they said he lost a tire and got in the wall, I think, damaged the car.
Here are the cars a lap or more down, led by Rusty Wallace coming on to pit lane. Jeff Gordon in the DuPont finishes Chevrolet of Rick Hendrick, Ray Evernham, the crew chief, and the rookie driver trying to become the first rookie in 6 years to win a Winston Cup race. Jeff, this is TNN. It looks like these last 100 laps have been a pretty good, clean run for you.
Yeah, you know, things are going our way right now. We're just going to keep our fingers crossed and, you know, hope that the rest of the race goes this way. The biggest thing for us this whole year has been making it to the halfway point, and we've made it that far. So, car's good. I tell you, this DuPont crew is doing an awesome job in the pits. I'm real happy about the way things are going.
Jeff, what did you think when Rusty Wallace waved you to the inside and waved you by? Do you think maybe he had a problem, or do you think he was just letting you go?
Oh, you know, we talked, our spotters talked there at that last yellow, and we both agreed that if we could try to pull away from Earnhardt, and if we got out in the open and I was faster than him, that he would work with me or I'd work with him. And, you know, I was putting the pressure to him, and I was trying to get by him, and he just let me go. That's what real racing is all about. You know, you got to wait till the last 50 laps or 100 laps before you really go for it.
Okay, thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Jeff Gordon currently running third behind Kenny Schrader and Dale Jarrett. Jimmy Spencer is fourth. Terry Labonte up in the 5th spot. We'll be right back.
This is the office where our Ford truck engineers get a lot of work done. Because by knowing firsthand how a full-size pickup ought to work, they can make it work even better. That's why the Ford F-Series now has a new standard airbag, standard anti-lock brakes, and constant ideas to make tough even tougher. More proof that at Ford we're looking ahead and looking to stay ahead. Ford F-Series, the #1 selling truck, is built Ford tough.
I'm obsessed, Igor. I've taken this Husqvarna chainsaw completely apart, and I still don't know what keeps it running up to 20 times longer between filter cleanings than our chainsaws.
Air injection, master.
I know, Igor, but how does Husqvarna do it?
Ever since we introduced our air injection system, the competition has been tearing us apart.
Wolves, master.
No, Igor. Huskies.
Next Sunday on TNN's Championship Rodeo. There's sugar, spice, and everything nice when the PWRA Rodeo rolls into Guthrie, Oklahoma's Lazy Arena for the Women's National Finals. Top contenders like Jan Urin, Gina Brooks, Teresa Battles, and TNN's own Pam Minnick kick up their heels with world championships on the line. It's a rip-roaring, rope-riding good time. Next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN.
Finishing up this caution period here at Dover Downs, all of TNN would like to thank Dennis McGlynn and Jerry Dunning here at Dover Downs for their hospitality that they've shown us as we try to bring this race to you. Been quite a weekend here at Dover. We battled the rain all day yesterday to get 200 laps of Grand National racing in. And here today, just perfect weather. And Ken Schrader out in front Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Spencer, Terry Labonte. Ricky Rudd was in the top 3, but came out of the pits in 7th. But still, counting Jarrett, that's 3 Hendrick power plants in the front 3 positions right now.
You said a mouthful. Kenny Schrader is a dominant figure on this racetrack. You remember when he won here a couple of years ago. I mean, he just drove right in the corner harder than anyone.
Green flag at lap 298.
Here goes Rusty trying to get one of those laps back. He's out front now. He's got to catch a caution.
Dover Wallace made a green flag pit stop. Tried to get down pit road with a cut tire. Could not make the turn and went 2 laps down in the process. So now he is 1 lap and distance down to Ken Schrader, the new leader. First time Schrader has led today. The 13th race he has led this year. You talk about those 5 Winston Cup bonus points piling up. Earnhardt has only led 1 of the last 5 races. He has not yet led today.
No, that's unusual. They usually run, go for those points. Just haven't been able to get up front.
He don't have 200 more laps to find out whether he can lead a lap or not.
So Wallace is in front, but he is not the leader. He's a lap and distance, almost 2 laps down.
No, and I would think Rusty can have to question, does he just stay in front of the leader and hope for a caution, or does he really try to stretch it out and risk creating the problem he had earlier by having to run too hard?
Jeff Bodine is right behind Schrader. But Bodine is now posted 1 lap down.
They don't want to give Rusty anything back, I'm sure. They're going to try to put him back that lap down because that could come back to haunt him later.
That's right. For you fans new to NASCAR racing, after a caution flag, when they line up on a restart, the cars on the lead lap line up in 1 lane. The cars a lap or more down get to come all the way around and line up on the other lane. And that's what put Rusty right alongside Kenny Schrader on the restart by moving out ahead of him. He is now just 1 lap down in distance. 2nd place. 3rd place. Car 3. Earnhardt moves up 1. Takes a spot from Dale Jarrett. Terry Labonte having a strong run today for the Kellogg's folks and Billy Hagan. He's in 5th, just behind Jarrett. Schrader's day has looked like this.
Going in circles.
Well, we have this graphic to show you.
I'm telling you, it looks like this. He's been going round and round.
Here it is. He's moved up from 7th to 1st over the last 53 laps. The Bear.
The Bear.
That's the Bear if you're in Chicago.
You got it.
Labonte and Bodine.
Yeah, Labonte and Bodine got together. Bodine slid up about a lane. Got to turn into no man's land. There's Jeff Gordon watching that action right in front of him.
And he's got to be really patient not to make a mistake coming up through this traffic. That's so easy to do when you have a dominant car to make a mental error, you know.
And here's where you see this young fella's experience. Jeff Gordon. He's going to make the moves where he can. He gets underneath Terry Labonte. Even though he's a rookie on this circuit, you're right, buddy. If he takes his time, he's not going to bust his way to the front.
Right. My car's just as smooth. Look at the back of that car. It never wiggles. It's just as straight as an arrow off the corner.
That puts Jeff Gordon up into 5th place. Jimmy Spencer now has Earnhardt filling his rearview mirror.
You know, Spencer has really driven a great race today. He's up to 2nd now. He's just driving the wheels off the race car. And he's showing a lot of maturity. We noticed that in the Busch race yesterday. He didn't take chances that he would have probably done last year or the start of this year. He's showing a lot of, he's a hard racer, but he don't take the chances he used to.
He's 1.8 seconds behind the leader. And I think, buddy, you hit on that a bit ago. When you have a car that good, you don't have to take those chances.
Whoop. There goes Earnhardt by.
One better.
And Dale Jarrett right behind him.
Just as you were by, we saw Mark Martin come out of the garage again, so he's out riding around again.
Look at Jeff Gordon come up through there. He's throwing that pack down now. He's fixing to get in the battle for it. Well, that'll go all the way to second when he passes that group there.
Dale Jarrett just ahead.
Yeah, he's running fifth, like I said, but that's those two right here put him up there a pretty good way.
Yeah.
It's like Jarrett's car is working a little bit better than the 12 car, a Spencer.
Ford versus two Chevrolets.
Look at him close up in the center of the corner. Spencer's car is really strong down the straightaway itself.
Jarrett has a look underneath Jimmy Spencer. He's going to open the door, and Jeff Gordon's going to fall right through.
Almost wants to, I don't mind one of you going by, but you can't get the door closed before everybody in line goes.
He did manage to close it on Terry Labonte and Jeff Purvis. Purvis in the Kodak car now in 13th, one lap down.
Boy, that motor is turning up some RPM. Do you hear that, Neil?
Oh, yeah, they don't mind abusing them. You know, the Hendrix motors got a lot of power. They don't mind turning some RPM with them. You just got to call this is the 28 car. This player go. We just saw him on the left. He just came out of the garage. So they got Ernie Irvin's car back on the track again also.
And he's only 100 laps down. But Irvin needs 12 laps to pick up a position on Lake Speed.
You know, Rusty had a good bit of room a while ago. Schrader in the last few laps has really closed back in on him. I'm sure he'd like to get that 2-car lap down. He'll keep he's within one of getting it back now. Like to put that other lap back on him if all possible.
Jeff's tried everything to get by Dale Jarrett. He just can't quite get. They seem to be running. There he goes on the inside. Finally, boy, he's been wrestling with him for the last 4 laps.
Once you get that inside, the wrestling's over.
Yep.
Dale Jarrett's marched through the field over the last 60 laps.
Boy, did you hear that?
Looks like they're closing back in on Earnhardt. He got around cars back in traffic. Well, it looked like Gordon's running him down.
Battle for 6th place. Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, Harry Gant.
Ooh, looked like they touched right there a little bit.
A little bit. Spencer looks like he might be a little bit too tight. The car's moving out the center part of the corner. He's not able to come off the corner.
319 laps down. We'll be back to Dover Downs after this.
John, how you doing? You know, AutoZone customers are pretty special. I mean, they take great pains in doing a job just right. So they know exactly what they want. That's why we carry so many parts. And also why we price them so low every day of the week. Because you gotta admire a guy who'll tackle a job like putting in a starter, a water pump, a rack and pinion. And you gotta give a guy like that exactly what he wants. The right parts and the right price.
This is the perfect time to try my new Polaroid Captiva. Smile!
Hey, where's the picture?
There's no picture?
Did you see the picture come out?
How can that be a Polaroid camera if there's no picture?
It doesn't look like a Polaroid camera.
It's not a Polaroid camera.
Introducing the new Polaroid Captiva. It's sleek, it's stylish. Its pocket-sized pictures stay in a special compartment till you take them out, so you're free to shoot and shoot.
Maybe if you shake it. Yeah, shake the camera.
The new Polaroid Captiva. The pictures stay in till you take them out.
The best defense is not to offend. Thus, introducing the new Right Guard Sports Stick. Now with a time-release formula for longer-lasting protection against hostile odor all day. For protection that endures.
In IndyCar racing, when it rains, we don't race on super speedways. But we're running this IndyCar on Goodyear Eagle GSE street radials to prove a point. What's the point? Outstanding wet traction. Eagle GSE, only from Goodyear.
The Nashville Network back with you live at Dover Downs. And Dale Earnhardt has dropped 2 spots while we were away. Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett moved up to 2nd and 3rd place, respectively, behind leader Kenny Schrader. Here's the pass for 2nd. Or for 3rd, rather.
Going down turn 1. So I can see it all day long. Get that inside lane. And it's yours once you do that.
So Gordon goes to 2nd, and here Dale Jarrett moves up to 3rd.
Wowee.
And here's Harry Gant closing in for 4th place. He passed Ricky Rudd just as we went to commercial. Gant did, that is. There's Rudd. So now 4th, 5th, and 6th. I wonder if Earnhardt has a problem, or maybe he's run a few laps on this set of tires and he's taking it easy. Not taking it easy. Terry Labonte, Jimmy Spencer battling. Ted Musgrave. The Jasper Engines U.S. Air Car in 9th. And they both move up a spot on Spencer.
Boy, this crowd's loving it. They're not using these seats for anything but something to stand on.
Harry Gant moves up to 4th. That's what put the crowd on their feet. This battle 6 seconds behind the leader.
Gant's just kind of been plugging along at it all day. Seems like the longer they run, the better it gets.
So Gant pulling away. Moves around the outside of Kenny Wallace.
Boy, he's really sailing. He looks like he's running down. He's catching Glenn Jarrett. Glenn, listen to that. Dale Jarrett.
It's getting to be almost Harry Gant time. You know, we're about lap 330 here.
Rusty Wallace back out in the 28 car.
Let's go to Randy.
Richard Childress, he's backed off. Any problem? Now, you know, we just try and take a little bit easy on the chassis right there. You know, we just car ain't working like we want to right now.
Richard Childress is a thinker and a planner. He's got a way to fix that car. They're just waiting for the next pit stop to do it.
You know, he said something a while ago. We heard one of the owners say you can't win if you're in the pits fixing a race car. So I'm sure that leading the points like he is, he's not going to take a chance.
Let me tell you one thing you've got to think about too. Earnhardt is as tough a guy there is on the right front tire, and they pretty well pull the reins back on that thing. And you know, I can't help but think when you see him pull over and people come by, that they're sitting there, you know, that this championship thing's on the line. And I'm just thinking that, you know, they know if anybody's going to pop one of them tires, they're a good candidate for it.
That's right. Pass for 3rd.
Do you think that showed any muscle? He passed on the outside. Of course, that's where he used to race. He's had a lot of experience on the outside, but Harry Gant is flying around this racetrack.
If he'll move up about 30 more feet, I'd say he's in his old place. He's got some room left up there.
We may see him up in the Harry Gant groove before the day is over.
I hope he plans to go up there.
Kenny Schrader is the race leader. Rusty Wallace is nearly 2 laps down, still running just ahead of him like he has since the restart. Here's Glenn.
Well, guys, we've noted how much pressure Schrader keeps putting on Rusty Wallace to keep him that 2nd lap down. Let's ask Ken House, the crew chief, if that's what he is doing indeed. Ken, he's running the car awfully hard. Is he trying to put that other lap on Rusty?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Could you try again?
Trying to to put another lap on Rusty?
No, not right now. We're just trying to ride and save the car. There's been a problem with tires. We're trying to be careful. Run some more laps, see what happens.
They say
be careful awfully fast.
They say the 42 has a tire down. He's coming in the pits right now.
Also, the 4 car coming in right behind him. We saw this before. When one guy would lose a tire, it'd be a rash of them. 42 down pit road. The 4 is on the other end of pit road.
Mark Martin is also in. Ernie Irvin, who's back out on the track, just picked up 2 positions by running more laps than Derek Cope or Lake Speed. Both of them were in the garage.
Boy, I'll tell you what, the air wrenches are getting to work out today. Those tire changes are putting in a day's work.
Jeff Purvis on pit road. Ricky Rudd has passed Dale Earnhardt, and that puts the Tide Chevrolet back up on the leaderboard in 5th. So at 335 laps, it looks like this. Kenny Schrader the leader, Jeff Gordon in 2nd, Harry Gant in 3rd, Dale Jarrett in 4th, and Ricky Rudd now up to 5th. There's the rest of your top 10. We'll be right back.
Next week on Crook and Chase, Garth Brooks joins us live from that big show in Dallas.
Plus, live music from Doug Stone and the Gibson Miller Band.
Crook and Chase, live, weeknights 8 Eastern on TNN.
York and Art Newsom Incorporated have redefined the standard for heating and air conditioning with new, stronger, more efficient commercial and industrial equipment.
Our new 2000 and 3000 series equipment will cost less to operate, provide a good ROI, and with the York A&I warranty, you control your overhead. Sizes are available from 3 to 100 tons with natural gas heat.
Church, factory, office, or retail outlets, York and A&I understand replacement and construction budgets. Smart business people phone Art Newsom Incorporated.
And York.
Raceway Souvenirs, your source for NASCAR and Winston Cup racing souvenirs. Just about anything for the racing fan, including race team jackets, T-shirts, Winston Cup sweatshirts, unique glassware sets, collector plates, and all kinds of hats. Racing collectibles are our specialty. Hard to find die-cast miniatures from today in NASCAR history, ready-to-assemble kits, and racing collector cards. We've even got racing bottled water. Raceway Souvenirs in Hampton, West Mercury Boulevard between Captain George's and Pizza Hut.
Welcome back to Dover Downs. Mike Joy with Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker. Glenn Jarrett and Randy Pemberton in the pits for TNN as Kenny Schrader continues to roll on here at Dover Downs. We are told that NASCAR will be bringing the caution out at lap 345. 5 laps from now. They have informed the teams that is as far as they want to go on this run of tires, that they will have a caution flag so everybody can come in and change.
And let me tell you, it's within the realms. You see, Rusty Wallace is really critical. We're just 4 laps away from that caution. If he stays out there, he's going to get one of them back. And then if he can do it again, 45 more laps, he gets another one back. Boy, look here, of all things, right here with 4 laps to go, they get in this traffic right here. When I say 4 to go, I'm talking about to this mandatory caution. It's critical that Rusty Wallace stay out there.
Sterling Marlin to get exciting, boys.
Sterling's looking for a hole to crawl into as he's holding up the race leader. Now he is battling Wallace, who is just now 2 laps down. Sterling is trying to keep from going.
Would you believe
a lap down?
Boy, I don't think it would have been a problem for Rusty to keep that, get that lap back, or they ran up on that lap car.
But you can't blame Sterling. He's trying to stay in the lead lap as hard as Rusty is.
You're exactly right.
Harry Gant slowing down, we're told.
Oh, man.
When he was running those real quick laps, that was one of our concerns. How much was he abusing? He's sitting there waiting for that caution. He knows if he's got a problem, he can hang on for 2 more laps. He'll take advantage of that mandatory caution they're going to throw out.
Yep. They're ready for Gant with tires.
Trying to get him to hang on a couple of laps.
2 more laps when NASCAR says they'll hang out the yellow. 1 lap now. And Wallace will remain 2 laps down, it appears. Darrell Waltrip shoots around Gant, who drifts now back to the left.
He's got a tire down.
Yeah,
you see it run up towards the wall?
Can't win any longer. Yellow is out.
Yeah, but can he get back to the line for the leaders?
He made her.
Yep.
Yes, Gant will stay on the lead lap.
You think they're calling these mandatories pretty close. They got a good feel on how long these tires will last. We had 2 other guys have flats just prior to this.
So tough break for Rusty Wallace. He stays 1 lap down. And Gant, with that tire down, is trying to stay ahead of Wallace and the pace car.
He's got to be real careful. That inner tire, if it goes down, you talk about a triple cross there. He don't have to be up to full speed to hit the wall.
$155 laps to go.
Let me see. How many stops will that be?
2 more. Probably 2 more. 11 cars are on the lead lap. Gant is the last car on the lead lap. Give a call to Bobby Labonte, who's 10th. Darrell Waltrip 9th, and again, we'll split the screen 3 ways for you. The 3 leaders as they come in will be Schrader, Gordon, and now Dale Jarrett. Ricky Rudd is 4th. Ted Musgrave's up to 5th. He's had a good day. There are the leaders, and on the right side you see pit road. And Rusty Wallace will stay out. He has to because he's laps down, of course. Only the lead lap cars can pit.
I think he'll stay. He'll have to come in more than you.
Yeah, just go let come in next lap to get him.
Dale Jarrett's away first, but he, of course, with 19.5 second pit stop, is way up pit road. We'll watch for him to come into the right side of the screen. As now Schrader pulls out. Here's Jarrett in the green car. Schrader's out, goes past Gordon and Earnhardt.
Gordon made a chassis adjustment.
Pit stop range 19.5 to 21 seconds flat among that group. Pretty close.
Wow.
But it'll be Schrader who will have the lead when we go back to green.
I don't know how these guys do that. You know, how many pit stops have they had today? And these guys are still pumping out those wonderful times like that. Looks like it'd wear down after a while.
Well, I'm wondering how much nitrogen they have in the bottles. You come on pit road with just a certain amount, they're going to use it up today.
One of the big battles in NASCAR racing is for the Manufacturers Championship. Very coveted title. And we asked Lee Morris of Ford Motorsport how he feels about Ford's chances of winning that title in 1993.
We had it once, had it last year for the first time, and it was really sweet and great. I'd like to experience it at least a second time. So hopefully we can, you know, we're getting close. Mid-season, it didn't look like there was much chance, but after the last 4 or 5 weeks, who knows?
What's new from Xerox? Xerox Extreme 450 antifreeze and a new 4-year guarantee. We've taken our promise to extremes. For the next 4 years or the next 50,000 miles, we guarantee the temperature never drops below Xerox.
If it were just to win more trophies, we wouldn't be here. But there's a side to Ford racing you won't find in the sports page. It's learning how to make your car safer by racing 200 miles an hour in heavy traffic. And learning how a granite roller coaster can make your truck even tougher. Because when it comes to developing technology for your Ford, there shouldn't be any limits. That's why we race. Of course, we're not about to give back all our trophies. Have you driven a Ford lately?
My truck has 99,000 miles on it, and it's like a brand new engine.
America is talking about split fire.
I feel like I have a new engine.
No hesitation. You hit your passing gear, you're gone. Right now.
Split fire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
I love them. I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
Love them. Love them.
Split fire. At $5.99, America knows it only costs more till you use it.
I can say I'm saving at least $3 to $4 a week.
I use lower octane now. It seems like it runs like I had the premium in there.
I'm probably getting, I would say about 20 miles more per tank full, and that's a lot for me.
They'll pay for themselves, basically, in the first 6 months you own them.
Split fire. It only costs more till you use it. Get guaranteed split fire benefits for all gasoline engines at leading automotive stores nationwide.
The Split Fire Spark Plug 500, an exclusive presentation of the Nashville Network. is brought to you by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more till you use it. We've had a lot of questions on our toll-free number today about the manufacturer's points. There are the wins and the points for each participating manufacturer. And although Oldsmobile is not officially involved in the sport, there was one Olds in the race today, Bob Schacht's car. If a Chevrolet wins the race, Chevrolet gets 9 points. No matter how many Chevrolets are in line, the next manufacturer to finish, let's say Ford, even if they finish 10th, if it's 9 Chevrolets and then Ford, they're the next manufacturer, they get second. That's 6 points. And then the next manufacturer to place a car gets 4 points, and then 3, 2, and 1. That's the standings right now. Ford 6 points back of Chevrolet, 9 wins to 7 for Pontiac, 6 of those by Rusty Wallace. Here's Glenn.
The fans have heard us many times talk about the inner liners on the tire. We've got a perfect example of it here. This is the right front tire that came off of Harry Ginn's car. You can see the outer liner is shredded completely away, but you see this inner liner here, that kept the car up, kept him from getting in the wall, enabled him to stay on the racetrack until the caution came out. The thing I like about this, look right here, inside that lifeguard inner tire. Boy, that's a perfect name for it. Randy?
Ray Abraham, crew chief for Jeff Gordon. I heard Jeff came over the radio wanting to know, well, how come you guys aren't having a tire problem? I guess it's because you're so smart with the chassis.
Well, I don't know about that. We've been lucky, and the kids looking after the tires real well. There's still 150 laps left, so we don't have any tire problems. But the car's been balanced real good. The guys have been doing a good job in the pits, and they did a good job preparing the car all week. So hopefully for DuPont and Valvoline and Rick and everybody, we can get a good finish today.
Great run so far. Hope it stays under you.
Thank you.
Ray Evernham, former modified ace from New Jersey. This is his home racetrack, the Dover Downs. 1 lap to go. We'll go racing. 350 down, 150 laps to go. Up front, Ken Schrader, Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, and Ricky Rudd. That's 3 Hendrick cars and 4 Hendrick engines in the front 4 spots. You probably couldn't fit the smile on Rick Hendrick's face on camera right about now.
You got that right.
In 5th, Dale Earnhardt. 6th is Jimmy Spencer. 7th, Ted Musgrave. 8th, Bobby Labonte. 9th, Darrell Waltrip. And 10th, Terry Labonte. 11th is Harry Gant. They are all on the lead lap. Then Jeff Bodine, Hut Strickland, Sterling Marlin, a lap down.
You know, here we go. We see Rusty Wallace on that inside again. Even though he pitted on the second lap, he's able to do just like you told him before, Mike. He's able to pull up to that inside line and be directly beside Schrader, opportunity to get the lap back.
And that, Neil, because he was the first out of all the lap cars to come out of the pit, so he gets the front spot in that line. Even though he's 2 laps down and Jeff Bodine is only 1 lap behind. Bodine gets back on the lead lap, and Rusty gets one back in a little breathing room. From Jeff Gordon, looking at the leader, Kenny Schrader.
Did you see that? Jeff Gordon had a handful just for a second. He got completely sideways.
Got to have a lot of trust to take these cars down into the corner on the first lap on green tires before they're up to temperature.
Well, that's probably what happened there. If you don't get all that debris off of the car, when you go down in the corner on that tire, it just feels like you're on ball bearings.
I tell you what, you know, you talk about the smile on Rick Hendrick's face. He's also got to have some concern because he's been in this position before with his cars running 1-2. Matter of fact, it happened in Martinsville. They were running 1-2 in a big wreck, and they took each other out. So as hard as you have to run on these tracks, they're going to have to be careful racing against each other.
The Hendrick-owned cars are Ken Schrader, the leader, Jeff Gordon in 2nd, and Ricky Rudd in 4th. They also build the engines. Rick Wetzel oversees them. Hendrick Engines program for Dale Jarrett, the 3rd place car.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Mike, there's no doubt he gets just as good in engines as anyone else because, you know, he won Daytona, he's run up the points all year.
Jarrett is 4th in the points. And the point leader just moved past him. Earnhardt. Here comes Spencer.
Spencer's coming along also.
Hut Strickland down low now against.
Hut's 2 laps down.
Yep.
But you see what happens when you get caught in that outside. No matter what kind of car is under you, he's going to make that pass.
There goes Jeff Purvis by him.
That's correct. Hut Strickland is 1 lap down. He's 13th. He's a lap behind. And Purvis now has dropped 3 laps back in the Kodak car.
I didn't see it happen, did you? He's run well all day.
He made at least one, maybe two stops under green. But
Yeah, he was one of the guys a while ago when two guys had a flat at the same time. He was on pit road. So he had that tire problem also.
Rudd and Earnhardt closing in on Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Gordon not ran long enough to do what he normally does. After he runs a few laps, he gets better. But I tell you what, they've been working on that car every stop. I've been watching. They've been putting a little bit of chassis to him. Looks like they've been working on that right rear every time he came in on the spring, changing a little bit.
There's something on the racetrack.
Looks like a piece of hose or something. The ductwork. I couldn't get a good view of it.
That's in the back straightaway. Depends on where it is and what the type of debris it is. If the NASCAR official in that backstretch observation post feels it's something that would cut down a tire, he'll call for a caution flag. But if not, they might just leave it there.
Yeah, we just had a call back that the 24 car did run over it. We're not sure what it was.
Well, he's back up to speed again. I guess he had to convince himself he didn't hurt the car by running over it.
We'll take a look, see if we can tell what it is. I believe that's a piece of that ductwork, that plastic hose.
There's a wire off of it. What it is the blower that goes to the brake.
Yeah, brake ducts.
Brake duct.
All right, rubble. It's Jeff Bodine.
Coming off turn 2. Oh, man, he hit a ton.
Now the race back to the caution flag.
This is where Rusty Wallace will get a lap back.
Yep.
Yeah, Rusty Wallace was in front. Got that lap back.
Well, Jeff Bodine, the driver, have to go back and explain to Jeff Bodine, the car owner, what happened. Tough break in his first drive in the AK Racing Kowicki team Thunderbird. Report is that he and Jeff Gordon may have gotten together.
Yeah, look at the front end damage on Jeff Gordon. He had some damage prior to this, but nothing like what we see right now. Look at the right front.
Look at that right front. That'll hurt him when they get back under green too.
Man, what a the car running so strong too.
Caution is the 12th of the day.
Let's see if we can tell what happened. Here's Gordon on the bottom of the racetrack. There's Bodine right up in front of him.
Okay, he's trying to go under him there.
Trying to get up under him off this corner.
Looks like it just touched right there.
Oh, man. Then he climbed up.
Where he done the damage with the hit to the left front.
Gordon went up a little, Bodine came down a little, and they got together.
Look at Earnhardt. You talk about somebody lucky.
Richard Petty used to say, I'd rather be lucky than good, but you got to be pretty good to be that lucky.
Yeah, that's it.
There goes Earnhardt scooting by.
Well, Jeff Bodine was having a good run in his own car. Here we go, coming off the corner. They've already gotten together back in the middle of 1 and 2.
Boy, he hit hard. You see the car lift off the ground there?
Look, there's a bunch of the lead cars. There's Ricky Rudd coming by.
All right, we're going to show you what Jeff Gordon saw from the in-car in real time. In other words, at speed as it happened.
Okay, he's under him. They just make contact there. Oh.
Bodine was 1 lap down.
See Jeff coming in.
Running in 12th position.
A lot of damage.
We'll be right back to Dover Downs and give you another look at, see if you can figure out the photo error in our Polaroid Captiva photo fake-out game and see if you might win that trip for 2 or the grand prize, a trip to the Daytona 500 and $1,000. Stay tuned.
Hey, Aaron Tippin, you get out of my car.
Sorry, Shauna, I didn't mean to steal your ride. I was just letting everybody know about the Polaroid Captiva photo fake-out sweepstakes.
In just a second, we're going to show you a photo that's been retouched. All you have to do is figure out what's wrong with this picture.
All correct entries are eligible to win some great prizes. 3 winners will win a 2-night trip for 2 to beautiful Captiva Island, Florida.
And 1 grand prize winner will win a dream trip for 2 to Daytona 500 and 2 nights at Captiva Island.
And Shauna and I will meet you in Daytona for dinner, and there's more.
Like Polaroid's new Captiva cameras and Aaron Tippin's RCA catalog, including his latest release, Call of the Wild.
So if you can spot what's wrong in this picture, enter quick.
To enter, call 1-900-737-4TNN. Each call costs 90 cents per call. No phone call necessary to win. Or send your answer along with your name, address, and phone number to this address. This sweepstakes is brought to you by Polaroid's Captiva camera.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Red Ball of Fire! You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, what a thrill. Driven it to raise your red balls of fire.
Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
After the accident with Jeff Bodine, you see Jeff Gordon's car, and there's the Bodine Family Channel Ford being hauled back to the garage area. Now the damage to the right front on Jeff Gordon's car, they have taped it up. There you see it there. What's it going to do to that car when we get back to speed?
Well, what it's going to do, the air is going to go up under all that raggedy edge there on the front, and it's going to try to lift when you turn in to go in the corner, and it's going to really make it push bad.
He is still on the lead lap. Let's go to Randy.
Well, they're waiting for his arrival right now. They've already pitted once. They changed the right side tires. They wanted to keep him on the lead lap if possible. Of course, beyond the cosmetic damage that you see at the front of the car that's going to cause an aerodynamic problem, they're talking about a toe-in problem. And the way these tires have to be absolutely perfect today, you definitely don't want that toe-in running inside and out. So now they're going to say go ahead and stay out. So they come back in the second time. They change the left side tires. They strung the they put a string from the rear tires to the front. They've checked the toe-in. There is a little bit of a toe-in problem, and they're also saying it could be a bent tie rod, and they would have trouble replacing that. So right now they're going to stay out, but Ray Abraham is still checking with NASCAR to see how long this caution is. They may bring him back in.
Randy, I think that Ray is being informed by the NASCAR official that their team is being assessed a 5-lap penalty for the collision with Jeff Bodine. We'll follow up on that here in a moment. But Jeff Gordon and Jeff Bodine getting together there.
You know, that's a real shame. I hate that Jeff got in a wreck, but you could see that he couldn't, the visibility coming out of that corner and the windshield and all, he couldn't really see all that well. And I just don't know about the call.
When you exit turn 2 here at this time of day in that banking, you are facing straight into the sun where those two cars got together. You'll see Gordon come down to pit road.
Well, it's in this area we're looking at right now, Mike.
Yep.
You know, coming up off of here, sun right in your eyes. You know, you're driving along with, you know, if you got an inch of room in between you, it's okay. And that's about what it takes. And if you slip a little bit, you get into someone. So they're going to bring him in. They're going to set him down for 5 laps.
Well, that's with a clean windshield, but that was after a long run there, and the windshield was dirty and everything, and that really messes up your visibility.
Well, if we're still caution when we come back, maybe we'll get a chance to see it again. 364 laps are complete here at Dover. And Jeff Gordon trying to become the first rookie to win a race since Davey Allison did it in his rookie season. Has his number up on the black flag board. Here he comes to pit road. And the DuPont Chevrolet obeying the pit road speed limit and idling along toward Ray Evernham and the NASCAR official in his pit stop.
Well, you think that speed limit feels slow pit road, would you just have to sit there? They better take the hatchet away from them. They might use it on somebody else.
Here's Glenn.
Jeff Bodine has walked out of the infield care center. First of all, obviously you're okay, but we understand Jeff's been given a 5-lap penalty for that. Your comments?
Of course, I need to say hi to Kathy. Matt Barry, I'm okay, guys. Got a good car. It held up. The seat held up. I learned from my brother the other day. I put another headrest in and didn't have any problems. So I was trying to make a lap up. You know, we had a flat tire, a lot of tire problems today. This baby's fast out here. The tires are tearing up a little bit. And I was just trying to make my lap up, but I could see I wasn't going to do it. Schrader was pretty quick, but I wanted to ride there just in case something happened. And Jeff came up behind me, and he was a little quicker, so I kind of slid up here to let him go by. And, you know, it's really tough off this corner. It's so rough and bumpy. You know, he probably got in the throttle, and the thing chattered out. And, you know, he ran into me, obviously, and somebody around hit the wall. It's really a shame. The car was running good. We appreciate the Family Channel sponsoring us.
they're going to be on the car some more this year. Still looking for that big sponsorship for next year, though, guys. So.
Do you feel like that penalty's justified?
Well, you know, I didn't see it. NASCAR saw it. They're watching the whole thing. They usually do the right thing. So if they feel he deserved it, I guess he did. But, you know, like I said, it's a tough place to pass. Probably got in the gas, it chattered up, and he hit me.
Okay, we just understand that NASCAR has reversed the penalty now, so we'll go back upstairs, let them straighten it out.
Yeah, Glenn, to explain that, NASCAR did call for a 5-lap penalty. Ray Evernham talked to his driver, talked to the NASCAR official on pit road, appealed the penalty, gave their version of what had happened, and NASCAR gave them the benefit of the doubt that there was contact between the two cars, but that it was not intentional. So the black flag stands. Gordon goes to the tail end of the field for the restart, but he is not penalized laps. That is the situation right now, and we'll be back to Dover Downs. 366 laps complete. We'll be back after this.
In America, your car is not just something you own. It's a part of your life. To give your car complete protection, Texaco has developed Haviland Formula 3 motor oil with not one but 3 kinds of protection against heat stress, starting friction, and engine dirt. Haviland Formula 3. Add more life to your car.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. The Fram Extra Guard oil filter. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
Do you add a tip when you pay your taxes? Use lots of stamps when you only need one? Well, your brand is probably on this table, next to mine. Both brands protect to 84 below zero. Boil over protection? Identical. And both protect all metals. There is one important difference. Either this one costs about $1 more, or this one costs about $1 less. Peak. Maximum everything except the price.
Dolly Parton, Roger Miller, Conway Twitty, Tanya Tucker, Alan Jackson, Reba McEntire, Garth Brooks, Vince Gill, Billy Ray Cyrus, and more. The best of 10 years of Nashville now. Catch the history before it's history. TNN beginning Monday, September 27th.
Okay, here's the deal. Someone at Lifetime hands you $5,000 and says, use this to make over any room in your house. You could go from early American to late Italian, stark white to Santa Fe. It's Lifetime's Room for Improvement sweepstakes. You pick the room, we'll give you the dough. Because there's always a little room for improvement and $5,000.
The local prize package totals over $5,000. From Accent Kitchens, there's oak cabinetry, microwave range, and Corian countertops. Check out the possibilities at Accent Kitchens.
Hello, my name is Smokey Bear, and this is my home. A place for you to climb, sleep, watch, and play. As long as it's not with matches. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Oh, me. Trouble on the restart. They just waved the green flag. Earnhardt, Rudd, and Hunt Strickland, and Jeff Gordon are all in it. They had just waved the flag for the replay. Rick Mass' car is a mess. He and Jeff Gordon tangled at the back trying to avoid the melee at the front. Look at Ricky Rudd's tide ride.
There's Earnhardt crushed in the front and the back. Here comes Schrader back around the start-finish line.
You know, I still think the pace car's got a good shot at it.
Man, just Gordon trying to get it cranked up.
Dale Earnhardt's crew come over to check their driver. And Ricky Rudd, who had what could have been a winning car today, comes onto pit road. Man. Jeff Gordon's car will never mind that little dent in the right front corner.
Yeah, just as we came back, they dropped the green flag, and boy, it all happened at one time there.
Let's show you what happened here as Rudd comes to the pit lane. Looks like he may get back in this race.
Okay, looks like Rusty turns the 27 car into the 3 car, and Ricky was on the outside there. He run in the back of Earnhardt when they made contact.
Well, Morgan Shepherd got a slap there and got through it. So did Jimmy Spencer, Dale Jarrett. Here's another angle from up on high.
Yeah, this is after they're already going.
And there in the back, Jeff Gordon and Rick Mast got together.
Yeah, well, that's just chain reaction.
Yep. Let's show you that first
Here it
angle
is.
one more time.
See, Rusty, he hits him in the back there, turns him into Earnhardt, and then Ricky's just picked up in the wreck. He goes up and gets to the outside there.
I'll tell you what, if we take a look at this again, it looked like the 27 car floated the valves or something, maybe shifting gears. I saw smoke out of the left side pipes of the 27, and Rusty hit him in the rear. Something happened on that restart to the 27 car. He didn't get up to speed.
Let's show you in car. Is this Rusty or is this Jeff Gordon?
This is Gordon. This is just the end of the wreck here. Oh, he got hit in the back. And then he hit the outside wall.
Ooh. And the inside wall.
Yeah, you might as well be in a bowling alley when you come off that banking up there down the front straightaway. You're going to hit the outside and the inside.
As Neil asked, let's show you the first replay once again.
Take a look at the left side. I couldn't tell I'll go that the red car with the McDonald's car. Watch the tailpipe on the left side. It looked like as he was coming down
They're
through here.
accelerating here.
They're coming up through the gears. A little bit of puff right there.
There was a little puff.
And see Rusty jump on the brakes. It looked like something the 27 car stumbled a minute. And Rusty tried to miss him and hit the rear. Shot the 27 out in Earnhardt and then in the Rudd too. But that 27 stumbled a little bit on that start. It's what really stacked him up.
Now the carburetor could have been loaded up and make that little puff of smoke. Whatever it was, though, he did fail to go up to speed fast.
Let's go to Randy.
Guys, obviously you can see the damage on Earnhardt's car. When you talk about the Winston Cup points leader here, they're called for a radiator, right front chassis pieces. I mean, this thing is a mess. 130 laps to go. They're going to have a hard time getting this one back out there. Glenn Jarrett.
We're standing by with Hut Strickland. Hut, it looked like we obviously saw Rusty get in the back. Did he miss a shift or something?
Well, it's one of them deals. I come from second to third, and I guess I wasn't fast enough coming from second to third there or something. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he caught me in the back and just turned me around. Just, I don't know, took out a bunch of cars. It was one of them things.
Well, tough luck, but that's evidently what happened. He didn't come up to speed. It's just one of those things that happens on the racetrack. Can't really blame Hut or Rusty.
Let's show you from up top here. From the Raybestos Brakes aerial platform. Watch the right side of your screen.
And the left side, every side, because there's going to be a big mess here. You see him start bouncing off that inside wall.
And there's Hut Strickland's McDonald's Ford. Looks like the Hamburglar's been at it. And Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevrolet, another potential winning car today. Dale Earnhardt's would-be championship Chevrolet. One shy of the race record for cautions. Leader Ken Schrader was out ahead of this. Morgan Shepherd squeaked through with minor damage to the left side. Jimmy Spencer went past unscathed, so did Dale Jarrett. Here's the wave they're running. And another rookie moves into the top 5, Bobby Labonte. We'll be right back.
The Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace stock car. See it. Hear it. Feel it. Catch it, if you can. Why use Valvoline motor oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
The time has come for the cordless power roller from Wagner. It's so quick and easy, it can cut painting time in half. So get your hands on a real value, because the value of Wagner keeps on rolling.
When it's this hot, don't take chances. Only Armor All Protectant guarantees your new car's dash from cracking. There is a fountain of youth, and we guarantee it. Armor All.
What a year it's been for country music. Join Lori Ann Crook and Charlie Chase as they highlight country music's record-breaking record makers. CMA Preview 93, plus a special appearance by Wrangler spokesman Chris Ledoux. CMA Preview 93 on TNN, the Nashville Network, Saturday night. Brought to you by Wrangler, country music's favorite label.
125 laps to go during this 13th caution of the day. We're going to go back one to the 12th caution flag and show you another look at the Jeff Gordon, Jeff Bodine incident. As we saw it, and as NASCAR also saw it, their review of the incident was part of this. But first, the issue of the sun, Neil.
Mike, they're coming off this corner, and you're playing with about an inch or two clearance right there. Look right here where the accident occurred. Look, the sun, that's the worst place you can be on this racetrack. Right in his eyes, you can't see. Like Buddy said, the windshield wasn't clean. They got together. After reviewing this, NASCAR saw this particular tape. They decided it wasn't intentional as reason to change.
Now, watch Bodine's car and the white line. That distance gets a little smaller. He does come down a little bit as Gordon goes up. NASCAR's review of this on the appeal from Ray Evernham, they decided it was a racing accident. The black flag stopped to bring Gordon in, just cool him down. That put him to the back of the field, and he wound up in this accident. Here's Glenn.
We're standing by with Jeff Gordon. He has crawled out of the car. He's talking to radio right now. We'll get a word with him here in just a moment.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Jeff, can you tell us what happened out there?
Well, you know, I just kind of got caught up in another wreck there. All I saw was the 27 car get sideways and start slipping, and whoever's behind me didn't really check up as much as I did and turned me sideways. It's a shame, man. We just had a great car today, and I just thought really today was going to be our day. Everything was going our way, and then things totally turned around.
What about when you and Jeff Bodine got together? It looked like maybe from the in-car camera you just couldn't see him there.
Well, there is a pretty strong glare over there, but he got in the corner and he got loose. He drifted up. He's a lap car, and I'm trying to get back up the leaders. Rusty was trying to get his lap back. I wanted to make sure Rusty didn't get his lap back. And, you know, I probably was a little bit impatient, but I mean, he drifted up. I tried to go underneath him, and we hit. And he spun. You know, I didn't want to wreck anybody, but I was just trying to get to the front.
Okay, tough luck, Jeff. Randy?
Ricky Rudd standing here. Ricky, any comment on that?
Well, they got the Goodies Headache Award. They ought to have the Rubber Head of the Race Award, and I give it to Rusty Wallace. That's my vote. I don't know about the rest of these guys that's sitting here tore up in the garage, but that was just a dumb, stupid move. I mean, you know, I don't know where he was going. You know, you just got to wait your time. The track's greasy. Everybody pretty much was biding their time, and that dumb SOB comes up through there like an idiot and causes a chain reaction.
Ricky, one of your best race cars this year you had, too. Nice and smooth ride you were having.
Well, I just hate to see it get wasted. You know, a lot of guys work awful hard at that.
You know, in fairness to everybody involved, what Ricky saw was the obvious thing you would see, and it might have been the first thing you saw at home, that Rusty ran into the back of Hut Strickland. But as we say many times, there's always several points of what happened in the story.
We have the best camera people in the world, and we make mistakes up here. So you know, sitting back in a race car when things start off like that, I mean, you can be wrong.
And really, what Ricky saw was what happened. Rusty ran into the back of Hut Strickland. There was more to it than that, as Hut explained.
Bad deal, you know. You hate to see a bunch of the good cars go out. You can understand too the drivers being upset. You know, these guys aren't out here playing dominoes. No. They're playing a pretty tough sport. If you're not really into what you're doing, you don't need to be there. And they climb out of those things. Sometimes they're going to say what's on their mind, and I don't hold that against them.
And you know, it's true in any sport. In baseball, did the pitcher hang the ball up in the air, or did the hitter just get a hold of a good one and hit it out of the park? You know, there's two sides to every one of these deals, and well, now we've heard them both and then some. We're 122 laps from the finish. And about this manufacturers battle, we asked Jack Roush his opinion on the increased number of Ford's teams as it relates to the balance among the manufacturers here.
I'm not particularly happy to see more people running Fords than makes sense. If we have too many, well then there'll be the interest in NASCAR wanting to make sure Chevrolet stays healthy, and it may be harder for the ones of us that the old guards have had the Fords.
For this guy, any deodorant will do. But these guys need Speed Stick. Antiperspirant that gives 110%, even if you don't. 24-hour protection against wetness. And now Speed Stick deodorant has a powerful new formula to fight odor. Speed Stick. For movers and shakers, the number one, the only one.
Do you add a tip when you pay your taxes? Use lots of stamps when you only need one? Well, your brand is probably on this table, next to mine. Both brands protect to 84 below zero. Boil over protection? Identical. And both protect all metals. There is one important difference. Either this one costs about $1 more, or this one costs about $1 less. Peak. Maximum everything except the price.
What drives Darrell Waltrip?
I like to compete against the other guys. Your skills against the other guy's skills. Out-drive, out-think, out-smart, whatever. It's a real chess game for me. And I get a big thrill out of that. I love racing. I can't think of a better way to make a living. I never want to do anything else.
Darrell Waltrip and TNN Motorsport. When it comes to live NASCAR racing, no one plays as hard.
Power plays on TNN Motorsport.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Split Fire Spark Plug 500 is brought to you by Peak, the heavy-duty engine antifreeze. Don't stop short of the Peak. Well, in case you're wondering, here's the top 10, and look who's on top of the leaderboard.
Right, DW?
Well, it's 120 laps to go. Ted Musgrave, Harry Gant, Dale Jarrett, and Kenny Schrader. Jimmy Spencer, Bobby and Terry Labonte. Then Rusty Wallace and Sterling Marlin. Double check on the lap count. It's so hard to know in a big incident like that just exactly what triggers it, because oftentimes it's not. There's more than one cause, as we saw just then. Harry Gant coming onto pit road.
This is the move by Harry Gant right here. You know, he gets great gas mileage. He may not have to stop again. This may put him over the top. He might win the race on this one move.
He was in that wreck also, even though he's topping off of fuel. Look at the nose of that thing. He wrapped it in the back of somebody in that big wreck.
Both the Leo and the Richard Jackson cars come to pit lane. That's his Skull teammate Rick Mast right behind.
That only makes Harry better. Every time he gets a torn up car, he flies. You know that.
Did you notice all the extra time cleaning that windshield?
Yeah.
It's getting that time of day.
A couple of questions on our toll-free number, 800-451-7331, about Harry Gant and would he retire? We understand he's firm for next year in that car. And the rumor persists that it might be his final season in Winston Cup racing, but right now that's just a rumor.
Why? I mean, he still goes very well, you know, and he's very active. He hadn't been hurt or anything. I'd go until I couldn't see the straightaways.
Yeah,
Mr. September.
Look at the damage. He got hit pretty hard. I think they're actually going to give one to go this time around.
That is the call. And the left side of the car of Rick Mast's car is now well up in the air. As they continue to service him, he may lose a lap here. Yep, they've got a little more work to do on Rick's car. He was part of the back end of that wreck with Jeff Gordon.
I'm not sure that the car out there has got a good nose piece on it right now. I think everything here is gnarled up a little bit.
Among the point leaders, Wallace is 9th. Earnhardt is 20th in the race right now. That's only a 35-point swing for Wallace. Of course, if Earnhardt does not come back out of the garage right now, he could finish as low as about 30th.
Mike, we're going to try to take a look at the front of the 2 car, since he really got into the back of that 27 on that start, but you can't see where it did a whole lot of damage to the car.
That's that rubber nose on the Pontiac here, and you really have to smack it to tear it.
I would say that's pretty good proof a while ago. Pretty good lick and not a lot of damage there.
Well, he will line up next to Dale Earnhardt on the restart. Wallace right back there. And there are the point leaders. They're listed in order of their position in the points, and that's where they're running in the race right now, all over the lot. Dale Jarrett stands to gain the most right now.
Yeah, and Rusty Wallace really stands a chance to get back in the lead lap right here.
This would do it. Green flag. Walters gets a good restart, and Ted Musgrave right with him. On the bottom lane, Wallace and Bill Elliott.
Short Ted Musgrave in second place. Haven't heard a whole lot.